What's up guys, D-Rock1992 here. For this next video and for my next review, I am going to be reviewing the second Fast and Furious movie titled Too Fast, Too Furious. This one, the sequel to the very first movie, and as I had said, I gave the movie a 4 out of 5 stars, the first one. The second one follows it up, and the only major character that actually comes back for the second one is Paul Walker. He reprises his role as Brian O'Connor, Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster. Other main characters from the first movie, they don't reprise their roles in the second one. So it's Paul Walker and some newcomers. Tyrese Gibson is one of them. You have Tyrese Gibson, Eva Mendes, Cole Hauser, and Ludacris, or Chris Ludacris Bridges as he goes by, the rapper. So basically those guys are the main characters in the movie, and the ones that I'll definitely be talking about. So for this movie, O'Connor retires as an undercover cop, because he aided and abetted Dominic Toretto in the first film. So he gets himself into trouble, speed racing. He does a little speed racing for extra cash and things like that, since he doesn't have a payroll in the undercover business anymore. So he gets caught doing one race, and they give him a deal in exchange for tracking down and defeating a drug overlord named Carter Verone, played by Cole Hauser. He'll have to, in exchange for bringing him down, he'll get his freedom back. He'll avoid prison time, and all charges will be dropped against him. So he recruits the help of a former best friend to help him along the journey. Tyrese Gibson, Tyrese Gibson's character, Roman Pierce, and with the help of another undercover cop, Monica Fuentes, played by Eva Mendes, they all try to bring down Carter Verone, who is played by Cole Hauser, as I mentioned. So the movie pretty much goes with those three working together to bring Carter Verone down, basically, and his drug trafficking operation down. So that basically is the general plot of the movie. Now, the movie itself got a 36% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So not as good as the first movie, according to critics. But, I'll be honest, I liked the movie. I definitely liked it, but the first one was just a little bit better, and that'll be reflective of my review. But this one had a lot to offer as well. First off, the issues of the movie. The villain, Carter Verone, Cole Hauser, he really wasn't a good villain. I don't think he portrayed a very good villain at all. He was a throwaway character. Anybody could have played that role. He just didn't act in the movie. It just wasn't very good in my eyes, his character. And then there was this other scene, and then there was this racing scene in the movie that they didn't need to put in the film, but they put it in for the entertainment. Brian O'Connor and Roman Pierce, they have to get new cars. They have to substitute cars. So basically they race these guys for the opportunity to get their cars. And this was in the movie. it took away from the movie a little bit. It took away from the overall plot in some ways of the movie, and in my eyes, it didn't need to be in there. For those of you who watched the movie, you'll know what scene I'm talking about. But I just don't think it needed to be in there. I wasn't a fan of it, really. I mean, it was nice. Actually, it was nice to see the race. You know, it was a good little tag team race, but it just didn't need to be in the movie. And I know how I said in the first review that you don't really look for a plot and a story with Fast and Furious movies. But this kind of strayed away from... But you still have to have some plot, and you still have to have some story in mindless action movies. You still do, to keep the story going. This race did not need to be in the movie. Quite simple. Other than that, I mean, the movie was good. It was entertaining. Paul Walker, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He's not the best actor. Is he the best actor I've ever seen? Not even close. I mean, he's not up there with the tops. And he doesn't... The role, I think, could be played by anybody. That Brian O'Connor role. It could be played by anyone. As I said in the first video, Mark Wahlberg was one of the candidates that was slated to play Brian O'Connor. I think he would have been a better addition, honestly, if he would have been cast. But I don't take away from Paul Walker, though, because he does a solid job. He's not the best actor, but he does a solid job in the movie. You know, I like Tyrese Gibson, the role he played as the wisecracking, smartass sidekick. I like the role. He probably was the best part of the movie for me. Eva Mendes, you know, she plays an okay character. Not the best character, though. And Ludacris, I mean, he plays a good role. He does the soundtrack for Fast and Furious 2. There's a song of his called Act a Fool that is on the soundtrack. And I thought he played a pretty good role. Him and Tyrese Gibson were probably the strongest characters in the movie. Then probably Paul Walker, you know. So overall, I enjoyed the movie, but I have to give it a little below a 4. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I enjoyed the movie. It was entertaining. Not as good as the first one. The villain in this one was not very good. I did not like the villain. And that scene that I explained about, you know, I talked about, didn't need to be in there. But other than that, I enjoyed myself. I was entertained. And it's a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it for my video on Too Fast, Too Furious. D-Rock 1992 out.